everyone, we are live. It is Arsenal Fan Circle once again. All here, all friends here. Come and join the circle if you're new around here. Slap a like and most of all, subscribe so you don't miss any content. Hit that bell notification. You know what to do right now, right? Uh, Introductions: Alonso, Tony, and Gary with me.
Hello, everyone.
We have a couple of other people as well joining. So, yeah, let's get into it. We're going to talk about Newcastle. We're going to talk about Villarreal. We're going to talk about Manchester. So, all of that good stuff. First of all, Alonso, what you think about the lineup today and the win? Your initial thoughts?
I thought it was different. Of course, when you see Willian on there, you think to yourself, "Oh no, here we go again." And Ceballos, I don't know why he even started today. Maybe give Hardy a rest, maybe bring out Nenny in for cover. But in my mind, he didn't deserve to play after that performance at Villarreal. I thought it was pretty poor. I thought that if you get carded the game before, especially in Europe, then why even play again? He should be benched. And anyway, so I thought that kid Assis should have started today, maybe something fresh and new. I thought Bellerin give Chambers a break, but we saw Chambers come on late for injury for David Luiz. So maybe it's good he played a little bit to give rest, but we saw Xhaka play left back again, which is okay, I guess, considering we did play a Newcastle. So I was he had a better game today, I think, than Villarreal in Everton games. So, I think it's good to see Nene play a little bit. I'm okay with it. Other than Willian playing and Ceballos, I was okay with it.
Yeah, of course, Alonso, Aubameyang, the big thing today, I think, was Aubameyang getting on the score sheet again for us.
Yeah, I forgot to mention Gabriel as well. I think Gabriel had a good game today as well. He moved up the pitch pretty well with his footwork and his driven ability, and of course Aubameyang scoring again. So yeah, all in all, it was a good game. I think it was a little surprising at the lineup, but at the end of the day, we got to win. So we'll talk about that later, I guess. But I think yeah. So yeah.
Job well done, Tony. At the end of the day, we have a mixed bag. We got Matt Ryan in goal, which I thought he had a very, very good game. I think we're gonna go into that a little bit more depth as we go on. Gabriel and David Luiz, the starting pair, I would have liked to have Thursday, but now there's a question mark on David Luiz injury. One negative for me is not only the injury to David Luiz, but Granit Xhaka being persisted with at left back, when it's a real negative for me on Thursday night, a real possibility he's going to walk the tightrope again. Elneny, we'll talk about Elneny. I think he's a really, really good squad player for Arsenal for next season. Ceballos, as Alonso said, why are we persisting with Ceballos so close to the end of the season? A player who's not going to stay here with us. And Odegaard, I thought he had a good game, and of course Martinelli and Aubameyang up front. The highlights as well for us going forward, Tony.
Yep, front had a good game. I can't really share my thoughts of what I thought about the lineup. It's not rated R. It's got a little NC-17 in there. It's definitely the Sons of Arteta lineup. The lineup didn't make any sense if you wanted to have Lacazette and Tierney come in, but apparently they're still injured and not going to be coming in. But overall, it's a game we should have won. We should have been able to play pretty much under 23 players and win this game. But it is what it is.
Gary, your initial thoughts, and I'm going to counter what Tony said. I think Newcastle have been on a pretty good run the last 4 games, with Joe Willock scoring some goals for them. 2 wins and 2 draws in 4 games for them. And us going away from home, it's something that we've always, in the last few years, it's been difficult to get points away from home. And we actually are playing a little bit better away from home than we are at the Emirates. But your thoughts about all that, Gary?
Yeah, well, yeah, you look at the lineup, and I guess I was looking around for certain names to see on the team sheet as well as those that were starting. So I was hoping to see the Balogun's Aziz is on the bench to get some playing time is what I was hoping for. Aziz actually played during the week, so I guess that kind of meant he was probably not going to play. But I hoped Balogun would get a chance. Based on the health and what I wanted to see, I think maybe this was to save some players. My only concern is when you make we made like 7 changes today, 8 changes. So how many of these players do we feel are going to play next week? Play on Thursday outside of your Aubameyang and Xhaka. I don't know. Maybe Ceballos will play. Oh, he can't play, so that's one gone. So Aubameyang and Xhaka really are the only 2 players, and I would like to see. I mean, based on what we saw today, I would like. And Ryan looked really good. He looked commanding. That's right, Odegaard. He played, and
maybe Gabriel as well.
Well, that's the thing, right? So what are we going to do? Because to me, you talk about all those players. Is Pepe not going to play? Are we going to sit Pepe again for no reason? He wasn't the only one that kind of snuck up the joint last week. I think as a whole, the team wasn't that good. So I kind of feel like if we're going to, if somebody's going to get punished, hopefully it's not Pepe. But yeah, when I looked at the lineup and I saw, like I said, we saw the 3 sons of Arteta, I'm like, he's got to get them in, right? He's got to get them in. Willian has to play. He doesn't. He doesn't. But Xhaka probably, Xhaka at left back. Does that mean he's going to play left back again? Is that didn't? That's I can't see that happening. When now are we bringing Elinelli and Partey to be in the midfield now? We need to score goals. Actually, we need to score goals. Elinelli's not going to help with that support, right? Xhaka doesn't help as much, but he's a much better midfield. And then he does, but I mean, are we expecting that to happen in our big games? We don't really see it in our big games, right?
He scored in the Europa League
in our big games against big teams. And you're talking about our group stages. We had the weakest group stage of all time, probably, right? Yeah. Based on the teams we were playing. So I can't use that as a barometer as to whether or not he's going to score in a semifinal game where Villarreal is going to be coming at us as at least putting some pressure on us, because they know if they get a goal, they're in the driver's seat. So that might open them up. And if that's the case, I kind of feel like I would like to have somebody else there. I mean, I saw somebody's lineup, and I saw Ferro and Odegaard sitting in front of Partey would be something I would like to see. I mean, and no, you can't say, oh, we haven't used that formation before. Well, I never seen an inverted 9 much this season, so I've never seen Xhaka play left back
in a semi-final, no less.
Yeah, so all of these things are happening. So there's no. That's not really a good explanation as to why we can't do something. Why can't Marie and Gabriel play together? Right? I mean, they can, and I think they should, but I know they won't. And now Luis is, I was happy to see Luis and Gabriel there, because I was hoping that would be our Thursday duo, and now it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Or if it is, I mean, how is he going to come back and be okay? I hope so, but the way he went off, it kind of looks a little iffy. Gabriel, I like to see him out there, because I think the more games he's going to get, the better he's going to feel out there. And Aubameyang, for the first, I was hoping to see a lot more from him. Yes, he scored, but that he scored pretty late in the game compared to when I expected him to see him be able to get something out of the game and get some. He seemed to be late or not really attacking of the back line, and when we had passes coming in and whatnot. So I was hoping to see him get a couple of goals the way things were going, or Gabriel to get a goal. But he got the assist, so I guess we'll take that. But yeah, the lineup, I wasn't happy about it. More because one, Ceballos, Hector and Xhaka playing, and not Cedric, because it doesn't make any sense, right? Are we really going to play Xhaka on left back when we know Ceballos is out?
It looks that way.
It doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, I think he's going to put Martinelli in front of Granit Xhaka on the left side to provide more protection. So I think Martinelli may start Thursday.
No, I know, but that means I'm talking about the midfield. We already had a problem with Ceballos in the midfield with Partey, right? El Nenny's not. I mean, he's okay, but I kind of feel like I feel like we need to be more attacking. You know, and we're not going to get that with El Nenny. We're going to get okay.
Partey deep and Odegaard and Smith Rowe ahead of him.
So that's why I feel like I like that kind of that trio in the middle there, kind of working with each other, or that pivot, I guess they call it, right? So I would like to see that, but you know, I believe he rested Emil Smith Rowe and Saka, which I'm all for. It just sometimes when he does it, it doesn't make any sense.
Well, Gary, the most likely player in your lineup then would be Emil Smith Rowe to provide some protection to Xhaka at left back.
Well, that's what he's done in the past, and that's why I'm like, Martinelli should get the nod because I think Emil Smith Rowe should be backing up the number 9. He should be a number 9, and that's it. I think we have enough wings, right? I think we have enough wings to go around. If Lacazette, I don't know if Lacazette is coming, if he's going to be playing, or it was Kieran Tierney who's going to be. One of the two is kind of is probably geared to play. I'm not sure about the other one. I don't remember which one of it is. If it's Lacazette or it's Kieran Tierney. So
Arteta has been reported as saying that Kieran Tierney has not trained yet.
Okay, so it's probably Lacazette who's
Lacazette is not trained yet either.
Okay. I thought they both. I thought they both had, but yeah. So when I look at the lineup, I said, all right, this is to rest some players, but I'm wary of who on this in this lineup is going to play on Thursday. Ryan looked really good, right? I mean, yes. Leno made some good saves, but also yes, Leno isn't as commanding in the air. When the ball's in the air, he just doesn't. He won't attack it the way that Ryan does. When he comes out, it's with authority. And, so far, every time he's come out, we've seen him get the ball, get a hand on it at least. So we're going to need that. But we'll see. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Leno plays, but I mean, Matt Ryan make a case for some playing time, same way Yell did. I think we're a little slow to get into that structure, right? To get it to work as well as I thought we would. The fact that Nenny's able to make a shot, it makes the shot, right, is good. But we just, I feel like our front four should be able to get scores as well. We shouldn't have to depend on our midfielders coming in and scoring, especially the one that we're not, we're expecting Partey to be the one making those shots, and you got a Nenny making them. So we'll take it. It was going to come from the midfield. Right.
Look, you can't underestimate the value of a goal from midfield, and Mohamed El Neni provided that today. He has scored in Europe before. Is it the best thing to have El Neni in a European semi-final, a major European semi-final? Probably not. But if you're going to persist with Granit Xhaka at left back, maybe El Neni's the player you're going to partner with Partey.
And Smith Rowe has been fine there, right? And he in the West Ham game, he came in and played there fine. Yep. So he can. We've seen that. We never saw Xhaka at left back.
No, it's a balance really between attack and being a little bit more cautious on that side, Gary.
Yeah, but we have to score, so it doesn't really matter. We have to score.
We have to not concede as well. So
we're not going to win if we don't score.
I get you.
Our defense is I think our offense, our attack will put pressure on them, so we won't have to defend as much, right? That's the other part of it. Yes, we won't be better defensively because we won't have the defensive-minded player, but we have offensive-minded players who are going to push the ball forward, which puts pressure on them. Their weakness, it's just like I guess for our weakness is whoever's playing with Partey, right? Essentially. Because our defense been pretty solid, for, to say the least. But the midfield is where they can get us, and their back line is their weak spot. So we need to attack that, and we did not. We didn't do that the last game, and we need to. We need to be. They need to feel. They need to see us pressuring their back line.
Let's go to Tony, and then I'll go to Alonso. Let's talk about the goalkeeping situation, Tony. So, for me, Matt Ryan, I had a very, very composed and very calming effect on our defense today.
Yeah, that's what I keep mentioning about Leno. He's just not vocal enough. He really doesn't lead the troops, tell them what to do. Brian was back there speaking Spanish to Gabriel, making him comfortable, telling him what to do in Spanish instead of in English.
Matt Ryan speaks Spanish?
Yes, he does.
Oh, very good. I didn't know that. Neither did Gary, apparently.
I did not know that, and that right there shows that he's going to go out of his way to make the game better for him. Because if his back line understands what he's talking about, it can't be bad, and that's somebody who's never played. He just joined in the winter, right?
Yeah.
And he's already he probably came in hopefully with some Spanish. He didn't just learn it in the last month or two, because that would be pretty cool if he could. But it sounds like he knows that communication is key.
He learned it while he was playing in Spain.
Yeah, so and that's good to know, right? Because that's what I think Gabriel needs, is somebody to coach him out there on the field. Right?
Yeah, I think that's why he always does better with Luis, since he can speak Portuguese to him.
Exactly, Tony. Gabriel had some of his better games with David Luiz beside him. He was just about to go to Alonso, but I think he's having some technical issues with the background feedback.
And I thought Chambers did good when he came in for Luis. I thought him and Gabriel looked good, probably because Ryan was commanding him what to do. But
Tony, if you're Mikel Arteta right now and you're thinking about the goalkeeping situation, and you've seen, albeit away from home against Newcastle, they're bottom half of the table, but we're mid-table. So what's the difference, really? We go away from home, we have a composed win, playing half of the sons of Arteta, like a Bellerin, Granit Xhaka, Williams even in the side, and he's not hurting us. So it's a good thing. Where's your mind at then for Thursday night? Is Leno still your number one? Is Leno still going to be Arteta's number one?
You have to look what he's doing in training, how his body language, kind of where he is mentally. See if you think he's the best person to be there, or see if you stick with Ryan for 2 straight matches.
Gary, do you think this late in the season that Arteta can change course now from Leno being his number one goalkeeper?
Okay, can you look at the previous game and tell me if he can make drastic changes? I mean, yeah, he can. He's made changes that we haven't done this all season. Now we're going to do it. So yeah, he can.
My answer is, do they work?
The second part of the question is, will he make those changes? Will he put Matt Ryan in goal?
There's nothing that should hold him back, because he's made changes which have seemed to be out of thin air sometimes. So that would not be it's not like he hasn't played the position right, so he could possibly play.
But then we have what are we going to do for the confidence of the player, Gary? Should we worry about the confidence?
He's been doing that all season to a lot of the players that we feel. Right, and it isn't as if Leno hasn't been a little bit iffy, right? I mean, like I said, I feel like there should have. If this is the way, if Leno is his number one, then Leno should have taken some rest in the last month or two. He can't, and that's what's coming. That's what's happening, right? Now it's getting to that. Now it's getting to that crucial part of the season where you're like, he can't sit because he's our number one. But then he needed to have rested prior to this. Ryan came out and has not shown us anything negative where you could say, if we let Leno rest, we feel we're not going to be comfortable with that. So that's the part that I don't get. He has a legitimate good backup goalkeeper, and he won't use him. And then Leno has a brain fart out there, and he can't sit him because it's too late in the season, right? So Bios makes it easy for him when he struggles, right? He just gets a red.
Let me go to Alonso next, and then I'll bring Mahir and Tony in as well. Alonso, so what are you thinking about the goalkeeping situation? We got Leno, who is supposedly established number one, but shaky at best. It would be the best way I could describe Bernd Leno right now. You have Matt Ryan, who really has not made a mistake in all 3 games that he's played. Collected the ball. I actually feel a lot more comfortable with Matt Ryan playing as the foot of all things that we start off. Even playing out from the back, we started to play a few passages of play out from the back today with Matt Ryan. So where do you stand, Alonso, and where do you think Arteta stands with this on Thursday night?
So, I think that at times, I think with Leno, he doesn't communicate very well with the back line and whomever it is, and it's frustrating that as an Arsenal supporter because we bought this guy from Germany. I think Brian Leverkusen, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
So he came up with a lot of not, I wouldn't say hype, but he had potential to be Germany's next potential number 1, right? So, but over the years, he tends to he lacks control. He lacks playing from the back. He gets too antsy, and he just needs to learn. He just needs to learn his better judgment as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
And he gets stressed out usually, and I think he loses his focus. And I think he doesn't trust his back four enough, and I don't blame him because sometimes they're even out of sorts at times. So, prime example was a goal that was scored against him against Fulham, right? So, you just got to do better as far as that's concerned, And
Yeah.
with Arteta, you know what he's going to do? He's going to probably play Bernardo because that's his number 1, and with Matt Ryan. I like how he's played. I like how he distributes the ball. I like how he communicates, and there's no reason why he doesn't start more often. And I was under the impression that we got Matt Ryan for competition for Leno, and
now he's providing them competition,
right,
Alonso.
right,
And
so right now Matt Ryan looks confident, but again, I think Arteta's going to do Arteta things. And he's going to start Leno on Thursday.
Yeah, Mahir, Arteta's going to do what Arteta's going to do, and that's a little scary, as Alonso said. Your thoughts on the goalkeeper, what you thought about Matt Ryan today, and if he is starting now to provide real competition for Bernd Leno. And I think Bernd Leno's needed that competition. He had Emi Martinez doing that at the start of the season. He got the job, but he started to get a little bit lackadaisy on it. So what's your thoughts?
Yeah, with the whole goalkeeper, first I just want to send out to you all. Sorry if my voice may be a bit low, but I've been suffering with a sore throat. Feels like I swallowed a golf ball, I think, about a week ago. So,
all right. Shout out to my nephew here, Zach. He's saying hi all the way from Ireland. So, hi, Zach. Manchester City supporter. I'm trying to get him to be an Arsenal, but it's a little difficult,
Hey Zach, don't worry, we'll get you a jersey, with a nice crescent badge, and then you can join us. But in terms of goalkeepers, I'm very comfortable with Matt Ryan from what I've seen at the moment. Sometimes a lack of competition, you drop your levels, and as soon as you drop your levels, every single body is going to be on your case. As we've seen with Leno, he's actually made quite a few mistakes over the past, I think, 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And ridiculous stuff. Indeed. The game against Newcastle, guys, my thoughts basically,
You're not interested in the league anymore, Mahir.
No, I've lost interest a few months ago. 5-6 months ago, I've lost interest.
You're that gooner who wants to be up there in the top 4 fight the whole season, like a West Ham. If you were a West Ham supporter now, you'd be a lot more interested.
Oh, I'd be ecstatic. Right? I'd be ecstatic. The no disrespect to West Ham, but where they are, but with the quality of players that they have, it's phenomenal to be up there and trying to get Champions League football, or even securing a top 4 place. It's phenomenal. But by the way, guys, let me get cut off, but I am extremely pissed about what happened on Thursday.
Oh, yeah. listen, we'll come back around. I'll get your thoughts on Thursday. But to Zach, my nephew, he said Arsenal are bad. Well, sooner or later we're going to be better than City. You just might have to wait a little while. Then you can flip. You know what I mean? Come back to be Arsenal. Tony, this question from the assembled. I've been asking for Saka to be used a left back. Why isn't Saka being used a left back? That way Martinelli, Willian, Alba, Smith-Rowe, or Pepe can play on the wings for one game.
That's because of last year we've seen how well it worked in the FA Cup and really in the Premier League. We've seen how well a back three worked, especially with Saka as a left wing back. He drives forward. That's how we move a ball, was down the flanks.
Yeah.
Niles playing on the other side. That was a big part of our FA Cup run, but whatever reason, Lego Man refuses to see what works, doesn't see what works. I don't know. But anyway, I want to go back to the goalkeeping thing. Leno has played 44 games. He's not played near that many games, and all that's on Arteta and Arsenal for getting a very shitty backup goalkeeper that you couldn't play. You had to worry about him throwing a ball into the back of his own net. We finally got backup goalie in January. I don't know why he hasn't been playing the cup games. It doesn't make any sense. I just think mentally, physically, Leno's just kind of burned out and out of it. He never has the same center backs pairing in front of him, let alone left and right back. I don't know how you can be consistent when you got totally different players in front of you anytime. I don't think you can put too much blame on Leno himself. People get fatigued mentally, especially when you got a different challenge ahead of you every week. You have guys that you don't know what they're going to do because they're not paired together. And that's pretty much it on that.
Shout out to Arsenio as well. Thanks for joining us, Arsenio. And as Mahir said here, shout out to Zach and Sarah, my twins here, twin niece and nephew. And they took over someone's phone now, and they're in the chat section. So, Gary, putting Saka at left back would just make too much sense, right? For the most important game of our season on Thursday night.
Yeah, getting your best players on the pitch would be a problem for Arteta. Especially in positions that they've actually played and played well in, and made their name. I mean, the reason why he played as much as he did because he was versatile and they could play him anywhere, right? That's where all the Saka mania came from. You just put him on the field and he'll do it. So yeah, I mean, we need to have our best 11 out there. I feel Saka is one of our 11. I mean, we've got he can play back there, and if that and he put a lot of pressure on them from back there. So I kind of feel like, why not? I mean, this is, like I said, we need to score. We need to put pressure on them. We need to, make this an easy finish off this game pretty quickly. I really don't want us to have a back and forth game, right? Where it's 0-0 for a long period of time, So we need to be able to go in there and kind of do what we did when we played at Slavia Prague, right, where we went in there and like within 10 minutes, the game was pretty much in our control. Yeah. And that's what we need to do again. We know we have, and then if we have to, then we can always go defensively later on. But I say we need to score 3 goals. So the only way I can see us doing that is if we put our best players on the field. Sitting Martinelli or Smith-Rowe or Pepe. One of them, I think, is punishment enough. I think we need to get our best players out there, get them playing. So it would be nice to have 2 midfielders or midfield that's pretty strong, right? We always seem to have a weak link in there in terms of our attacking. So that's why that kind of triangle with Smith-Rowe and Erdiger and Partey would be a dream to see it play out. So yeah.
As Arsenio says here, how do we beat Newcastle? Our form has been crap. We actually have been playing quite well. against Newcastle is the one team we can actually beat on the regular basis. And Aubameyang's done well. Mahir, jump in. Plus, give me your thoughts then on last Thursday. What you wanted to talk about that?
Newcastle were poor. They've been poor on both leagues. We played away and home.
Was it Newcastle or was it us, Mahir? Because I would say it was us, and Elneny kept Maximan very, very quiet, I would say.
No, it was Newcastle. As much as I don't want to be biased that I've lost interest, it was Newcastle.
You weren't watching the game. You lost interest. You weren't watching the game.
I know that and I was joking with I stood outside.
You were playing a video game and you were raging about.
Oh, I was outside talking to a Chelsea supporter for like 20 minutes, and we were just going back and forth about the things that are happening, and are Chelsea going to make the final, etc., etc. Do Man City deserve Champions League? I'm still backing them, and then I jokingly said before I walked away, yeah, I saw Armenia. I know Armenia probably scored a screamer. And then I came in, I was like, Armenia scored within the first 5 minutes. What the hell was that prediction? I wish I could predict like that. A goal, go outside, smoke a cigarette, not good for you, come inside. It's suddenly 2 goals in our favor. Yeah, man, like I say, Armenia scored and the Aubameyang goal was beautiful, I must say. It required a very acrobatic finish. And Armenia did well to have scored. Is that his first Premier League goal ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. We had 60% possession. We had as many shots on target as they had total shots. We had more completed passes as they had total passes in the game. We should have, the score line is good, but I mean, it could have been worse if this had been us playing in our previous, I think playing in the same formation that we had going on long before we went to the inverted 9, because that would have kept at least kept the mentality going. We're not changing much. We're just plugging and playing players. That's kind of how I feel like that's the way you can build on something if you do something the same. You're not necessarily the same. You do. This is the way we play, and we continue to do that. We don't switch it up because, especially when we don't have to. There's not many teams that we're going to have to go inverted 9 against.
Yeah,
right. That's not even us anyways, and we've never played it, so I can't see it as being a formation that we should ever use ever again, at least for a while. To a lot better there, but yeah, I kind of feel like. We dominated this game like we're supposed. I mean, this is how I thought the Fulham game would go. All right, they are below us on the table. We should be able to dominate them the same way. Which we can't. If the table, if we're better than 10th, then we should be able to beat the teams below us. Especially right. I mean, Everton had a bad day, and if we had a good day, we should have beat them. But we had just as a bad day as they did. In regards to how it ended up, I feel anyways. Yeah. Yep.
Mahir, real quick, Thursday night. Give me your feedback on last Thursday night. And I agree with what Norman said here. We sold the wrong keeper. People still think Leno was better than Martinez, or thought he was better, or delusional. I think Leno's a decent shot stopper. He doesn't command his area. He has a tendency to push balls out back in front of attackers. And I think Martinez is a more secure player. I think after the 12 games, that was enough. Albeit a small sample size, I think it was enough for us to make a decision. And Arteta made the wrong decision in not giving Martinez the starting berth. Outside of, trying to gather money or whatever for Partey. But yeah. Mahir, Thursday night?
Thursday night, I'm absolutely pissed off. Where's my bro Steven? Everybody knows the rants that come out of my mouth when I'm pissed off. False 9.
No, he needs to see a rant, yeah.
Stefan, everybody, shout out to you all, the assembled, everybody that knows me. Yeah, like I said, absolutely pissed off. False 9 was supposedly supposed to be Pepe, But it was Emil Smith Rowe barely even scores a goal. And not that I want to even slate Emil because he's very young still. You can't put that immense amount of pressure in a flippin' biggest game of the season on Emil Smith Rowe. And then he switched it to Pepe. Saka, the incident with Saka wasn't a penalty. Ceballos wasn't a second yellow. That was momentum that took him. Gary and Tony, I'm sure you guys would agree with me, right? Momentum that took him to trample on that guy.
The incident with Saka was not a penalty, but
No.
players have been doing that to us, Mayor. So I'm
What about the first one when they called the handball? Was that a penalty?
No.
I thought
No.
it was.
You know what?
A penalty.
It's a good thing we have a difference of opinion, you know? We've got the chemistry that's there between the panel, but we're always going to have a difference of opinion. That's what makes us fans or for family.
Yeah.
Family.
And
And
as Arsenio says here, let's just hope we keep the momentum with applying pressure on the donkeys to sell. Mayor?
currently, from what I heard, it's 1.6 billion that Kroenke is looking for in order for him to sell. So if it's going to be a billionaire, if it's going to be, say, for example, Daniel Ek from Spotify, what we want from them is to actually be in love with the club, like we've been for the past however long we've been, however long we've chosen Arsenal for, which is 10, 20 years, some less than 10. But like, honestly, an actual love for the club. You understand?
Yes.
You want to get us back to it somehow.
Okay, let's just get into the game. Let's talk about El Neni. Tony, so we start really well. We're playing first 5 minutes. We're playing really well. Looks like West Ham away from home, minus losing 3 goals to give the team a start, give the opposing team a start. You know, after 5 minutes though, El Neni's goal, Bellerin's clear down the right hand side. A good cross to the 6-yard box. Aubameyang could not connect with it, and the ball spills out to the edge of the box. Now, El Neni does not lash at it. He keeps his knee over the ball and controls the volley. It's a really, really nice finish for me, and it's what we need in this team is some goals from midfield.
Yeah, I remember the days when we were getting 20, 30 goals a season from our midfield. Last season, we only had 2 goals from the midfield. I was kind of surprised that was El Neni's first league goal. It seems like he's scored enough to score in the league. Actually,
yeah, he's been a specialist maybe in the cup competitions. He's got a couple in the Europa League now, maybe 3 goals in the Europa League, and he has scored in Champions League way back 5 or 6 years ago for Arsenal.
What in the Champions League?
Remember the Barcelona goal?
Barcelona scheme, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this is what we need in the team, Tony. And with Ceballos being out, it's maybe an opportunity for him to start on Thursday night.
I'd still go with Partey as a lone central defensive mid, Odegaard and Smith Rowe ahead of him. We've seen it work in little bits and pieces when we tried it. It should work a whole game. Partey's disciplined enough. He's good at passing the ball along. I think we'd be better if Gabriel was back as center back because he made some really great long passes today. Chambers as well can do that. I get guys running long. You can do through balls. We got enough speed up there. And you got the dynamic play making that Odegaard and Smith Rowe can do. Especially if you put Martinelli up there.
Tony, with El Neni, is he a squad player for you for next season?
Yeah, I've always really liked him. I never understood why fans slighted him. Like I said, me and Stan have both said he's probably like a 75th percentile player, but he gives you that every game. You expect a 7 or 8 out of him every game. He's dedicated to a club. He celebrates good. He goes out there, works hard. There's nothing about him you can
he's the ultimate squad player, I think, Gary. You like Tony said and Stan has said, you get a certain level of performance for him. You can rely on him, but he does a job for you. He's not going to be the most creative player, but he can get on the end of things as well. Get in the box, maybe score a goal here and there, and that's just what we need in the team.
Yeah, consistency. We need players that we know what they're going to give us day in, day out, good or bad. We know what their we know what their range is on a good and a bad day. His on a bad day isn't as bad as a lot of other players on their bad day, right? He's not. We're not worried about getting red cards. We're not necessarily. His negatives are mostly going forward and not necessarily going backwards. Where defensively we are inept when he's there. So I feel like he's pretty cautious about what he does, so he doesn't put himself in limbo when he's playing defense, right? So we never seem to be concerned about that. It's mostly the attacking. I mean, he just doesn't have a good vision off the field, or he doesn't have the trust that he can make the pass. That seems to be where we are most concerned with him, right? We've seen it multiple times where a player will make a run, or he'll have two options in front of him, and for some reason he'll go back. But that's it, really. He's not giving up goals, but he's not helping us get goals sometimes when he's having a bad day. But yeah, he's definitely a squad player towards the end of the bench. He wants to be an Arsenal player. He talks, when he's talking, you're like, yes, he wants to be here, and that's what we want. So he'll come in when he's needed. And one thing, he takes advantage of the time when he comes on, right? He comes on, and how many times have we said, "Oh, Nenny did, has done really well." When he struggled, like I said, it's less to do about our defense. It's more to do about our offense, And some of those, I'd rather take that, I guess, if I'm going to have a negative, as opposed to a Ceballos who's going to get yellows and be, pretty much yearning for another yellow in a game. We don't see that with a Nenny, right? So I kind of feel like, yeah, I'll take that from him because it's consistency, and it's the range is good. It's small, it's lower than most players. Ceballos on a good day is going to look really good out there, but we don't see that enough to say we can want to take that risk and have it play consistently. So yeah, I can see on Nenny, but like I said, I would rather us put all of our best players out there. This was a final. You're going to put all your best players out there, and our best players out there would mean Saka at left back, right? And a Mills Rowe playing in the middle with Erdinger. I mean, that would be a really strong lineup if we're healthy, right? I think the issue now is we don't have possession. Huh?
Couldn't you put Cedric instead of Xhaka at left back? We have used Cedric before. We have used Cedric in that position, and
I think.
But also, I mean, when you bring Emil Smith-Rowe back, right, and then you've just got your three up front, right, and who's that going to be? To be a Aubameyang, Pepe, and Martinelli, right? So that would be formidable attack, right? If you put those three up top, and then you have Erdegaard and Emil Smith-Rowe behind them, then Saka can go back, and then voila. I mean, talking about a threatening attack on our side, right? And Saka can play a decent defense, right? So
you're actually right. That would be more offensive in terms of
logical.
Yeah, more logical. Then
Arteta doesn't like logic.
Yeah,
he doesn't at all.
That would be a dream to see something like that, right? If he thinks that he can play Willian at a 9, Xhaka at left back, Ceballos continuing at midfield. I mean,
you're moving too many pieces around.
Well, we've been doing it anyways, but we're talking about putting the best players on the field.
We are still in a semi-final. We need to fix up.
Once again, did you watch the last match? When is the last time we played an inverted 9 in a non-important game?
It's like 4 days ago.
Exactly. In a non-important game.
It was recent.
That wasn't an important game. What about a non-one? That one that doesn't matter as much.
You just made me throw up now when you were talking about all that stuff. Like, for real, guys.
Alonso, would you keep El Neni? He scored a nice goal today. I think he's a good squad player. In a squad full of players where we have a lot of problems, surely Elneny's not our biggest problem.
He's not, and like Gary and I think Tony have said that he wants to be here, and every time he gets opportunity, he runs with it. He goes with it,
Yeah.
and Iniesta, as Stan likes to call him, did pretty well.
Iniesta.
Yeah, Iniesta, and he has a strike in him every so often. So you got to appreciate what he brings when he's on the pitch. And we may not like his passing style, but at the end of the day, he gives 100% every time he goes on the pitch. And you kind of want a guy like that on the team. Who doesn't give up, who takes opportunity that he's given, and he goes with it, right? So, for me, I think he's a great squad player because he leads by example as well on the pitch or on the off the pitch as well. You see him laughing, have a good time, and he's kind of guy that you want to have on there. And I'm happy for him that he scored today, and he just scored all the good goals too.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I'm getting excited because we're in the semi-final. We can go to the final. We want to beat Manchester United in the final. It's a fairy tale. But I'm getting excited because Arteta needs to do the right things. And I want Arteta to hear as well as my wife hear it. You know what I mean? As December said here, Ray, you're aware 17 of the squad are Arteta's decisions. Yep, absolutely. We have now 3 managers, and Emery and Wenger and Arteta. The squad is full of them. Final word, Mahir. We gone around the house here on Elneny because I think his goal warrants the discussion. Would you keep him in the squad for next season?
Yes.
Yes.
He's a very humble. What I like about Elneny, he's not a flashy person. He's a very humble Egyptian man. Like, gotta love the guy. There's just something about him that you gotta love, and like, I would keep him. I would keep him for extra squad depth.
Yeah.
In case we do get the injury, in case in an important game you wanna calm the whole situation down. I mean, by all means, and he's much better than people like Ceballos and oh my god, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mahir, Hector Bellerin's having a decent game on 10 minutes. He hits a shot, it goes wide. He didn't have a terrible game, let's say, with Hector Bellerin. Martinelli starting the burst to life. He's a burst of pace in the 13th minute, Mahir. Crosses the ball for Aubameyang. His shot goes wide from the cross. And I'm starting to see even Matt Ryan, he's starting to play out from the back. These are all good signs for Thursday night. Martinelli, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Martinelli. I mean, he's just that burst of energy that we need. How deluded are you that you think Martinelli is not a good enough player? I'm referring to Arteta. Arteta's a clown. He's an absolute clown to think that. Yeah, I mean, understandable he's come off an injury, but Gary, Tony, Alonso, surely a player of Martinelli's quality, if we don't allow him the freedom to express himself, and more importantly, to be playing game in, game out, when he is fit, he's going to leave and go to a rival club. This is what I'm scared of. This is why Arteta needs to... sorry, Lavi, can you just iron my Arteta out shirt there?
Press that Arteta out shirt.
Yeah, so it can be fresh for when I go to bed.
Listen,
Peace.
Spuds are 1-0 up. Spuds are 1-0 up. So we're hoping that Sheffield United could do something here. But, hey, they lost the cup final, so that's a good thing as well. Tony, Martinelli's playing well in the 19th minute. Tony, Granit Xhaka, he has 2 goals as San Maximin takes a yellow card. I'm worried now at this point. Granit Xhaka's got a yellow card against himself with Alan San Maximin, who's a very dangerous winger. And we went ahead and we played Granit Xhaka against him.
Yeah, I was starting off before the game. I really thought this was a game that either Xhaka or Luis was a screw up and get a red card. I wasn't really afraid of it. I think Zaka was on the edge of getting one the entire game. I would have subbed him out just so we went down to 10 men, but luckily he didn't get one.
Look, it looked like one of those yellows, Gary, that you knew, like, if San Maximin kept attacking, he was going to get another yellow out of Granit Xhaka. Now, I will call out El Neni as well. I think he gave some very good protection to Xhaka in marking San Maximin.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, he did get that one shot off early in the first half, but other than that, we kind of kept him quiet. And I think he was getting a little frustrated, especially later on. Remember when he kind of goes down, and you're like, "Did we trip him?" And you look at the replay, and no, he just was trying to look for something, look for a call there, a foul to go his way. But yeah, that's Xhaka. Just what is he? That's not the leadership we need, right? What is that with the whole elbow and jumping back? I mean, that's because you're out of position, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like if he connects with the elbow, it's an easy red, right? He's lucky he doesn't do that when he leans back, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yep.
The reason why you're doing this because you're out of position and you can't see the defender, right? I mean,
quite lucky too, Gary. We had Mike Dean as the referee, so we were quite lucky there.
Well, I mean, that's not the officials. That's not where the official is going to make a difference. That's some of those were like just being out of position and take. No, I mean I understand sometimes, but the things that he was doing out there, he was a little bit for me out of control, and that's where. He's supposed to be the one calming players down when they do those types of things, right? I mean that's Aubameyang supposedly talking to him, going, "No, I need you on the field, so stop it," right?
Exactly.
And we would go on to win this game, but also Villarreal have won also 1-0 today. They had a much reduced team as well, and Chukwueze is one of those players who did play, so Emery's keeping him playing, keeping him finely tuned in anticipation of going up against Granit Xhaka Thursday night. God, that I said Arteta had a problem with Martinelli from our COVID defeat to Olympiacos. I was dismissed as a lunatic. And the Assemble, we do enjoy your questions. Isn't it odd that as soon as players go out on loan, they start performing? I'm not sure the players are the problem here. Am I here? And
but
also, yep.
Sorry, that's the thing also. It's much easier you can't rehaul a whole squad, Gary, Tony. You can't rehaul a whole entire squad. Like, for example, now in the summer, like, we can't sell 4 or 5 players, but what we can do is we can get rid of somebody that may be able, or bring in somebody that may be able to manage the squad better.
We've been saying that all. We've been saying it all year. Management has been poor, and that's why we're struggling sometimes. I mean, maybe he has a structure that in mind, but then there's certain things he just overthinks, and that's where he gets himself into trouble. But yeah, I forgot what was the question again. What did you say? What were you talking about? My mind has been blank here.
A new manager?
No. But what were you saying? Sorry, before you led this.
Granit Xhaka.
Oh yeah, I mean he's scary sometimes, and that's the same thing we say about Ceballos. The same thing we say about Luis, and look, all 3 of those players have gotten a red this season. They are all when they're having a really bad day, suspect. They're going to get a yellow. They're going to get a yellow, right? I mean, when they're having a bad day, and they're not going to be able to realize that that's a problem, and they need to play a little bit better, and then they end up hurting themselves sometimes. But yeah, I think, I mean, having him left back and knowing that Ceballos isn't coming back means El Neni's there, and I feel like we weaken the team a little bit because El Nene can't do as good a job as Xhaka, but I know Saka can do as good a job as Xhaka on the left back, right? When you look at it,
Yeah.
right? And the team will be stronger going forward for it. So
And Granit Xhaka could play in midfield as well, Gary.
no, that's what I'm saying. If I'd rather have Granit there in the midfield instead of El Nene, so that we can have Saka on the field. And say it doesn't work out, you give them 45, 60 minutes and it's not working out, you're not able to score, and you still feel like you need to make a change, you can still do that, right? You can bring Cedric on if you want to, and take Xhaka out and move things around that way. So there's different approaches, and then bring Emil Smith-Rowe in or Martinelli in, depending on who's resting. So we have options if we need to change, but I feel like we need to do something. For me, something more risky on the offensive side than risky on the defensive side.
Hey,
Right.
Gary, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that Bukayo Saka is better at left back or left wing back, considering that in the past with
Wing back.
when Emery was manager and for a little time Arteta, that's where Bukayo Saka has better success as left wing back. Because
Yeah, I mean, the closer he is to the goal, the better he is, and that, I said that, but I just feel like if he needs to go and play back on the back line like that, then I'll take it, right? Because he does expect those players to come up, right? And then he expects the rest of the team to rotate around for that. That won't happen if Bellerin's on the right side, right? so that's Chambers will be able to manage that situation if it happens, right? Kind of as far as the team rotating around when we attack from the left side, for example. So I feel like, yeah, that works for me. So he can play anywhere on that left side, anywhere on that left side, and I don't feel I don't think it's gonna be a big negative for us.
He's even played left midfield. He's even played in the central attacking midfielder position and on the right. So he can probably fill 4 or 5 positions on the field for us. And invaluable to have a player like that. Invaluable. Alonso, we have a good spell then. We're playing really well the first 30 minutes. Granit Xhaka has a shot from good approach play from Bellerin and Odegaard. Odegaard, I thought, was quite bright in all through the game, but the first half an hour really good. 29 minutes, and then he nearly has a second goal as a header cleared off the line. So, and then Martinelli has some good service to Ceballos. So we're playing really well. Martinelli is giving Murray a torrid time on the right wing, a right back spot there. So we're playing well. We just had the 1-0 though to show for the half.
Yeah, in the first half it looked lively, which is in a way promising. But this kind of shows you that Ceballos is in his system, because he had a better game today, and I'll give him that. But at the end of the day, the ball was just too late, or it was behind him, or they just got too anxious and just misplaced the ball. And I like the movement that he had today. It seemed like he was going to redeem himself. But again, the creativity was just not quick enough for that. And Odegaard had a good game today. I thought that he was passing the ball very well today. I think that it kind of shows that he was missed by his absence by the team. And there I thought that we were playing really well. I think Bellerin hadn't been playing that great prior to today, but you could see that this was probably our best performance we had in a long time, considering that we had kept a clean sheet. But I think Martinelli was lively today, and so was Ceballos. And had Ceballos had better movement, I think he probably would have got a goal and maybe or assist, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, Gary, 1-0 at halftime. Relatively happy with that. We're always thinking we're going to concede a goal. But that was a solid first half. And Matt Ryan, for me, I know Tony's probably got his man in the match in mind right now, and we'll get to that. But for me, Matt Ryan's having a very solid first half.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're commanding that area when the defense looks solid, like you said. I mean, they got that's just maybe the one chance it looked like, but otherwise, no. I think we did. I think we did really, really well. I would, I think we should have been able to score more goals with the players that we had there, but you know, and I always get wary when it gets. I wasn't as wary when it got to the last 5 minutes of the half because I felt that we had a lot of control there. Like in the past, so we didn't seem to be leaky on the back at the back or anything like that. So I think yes, they're not a good team, but that's what we're supposed to. The game's supposed to look like that when we're the dominant teams, right? We always seem to have problems when the other team is inferior to us, right? This is how you take advantage of that. Could we have scored more probably in the first half? Yes, but I think, like you said, they did clear some balls off the line by their defenders, right? I mean, I think it was at least two. I think it was at least two where the defender had to go in and clear it off the line, or else we score. So
This was a workman-like away from home win, the likes of which under the latter years of Arsene Wenger and even Unai Emery would have shit himself at certain points in that game, and we wouldn't have got the win away from home. So definitely 13 shots for us, 3 of them on target versus their 3 shots and 1 on target.
19 shots.
And at halftime, 13-1. So you're probably giving me the totals there, right, for the whole of the game. Tony, 50 minutes, David Luiz injury. This is not good for us when we're looking at Thursday night. We put David Luiz and Gabriel in to give them a run out for Thursday night as probably the preferred partnership on Thursday night. And David Luiz says, I'm going to say it's a hamstring injury. Is there any news on that?
That's what Arteta said. He said he felt his hamstring deal.
Yeah, so he's not going to make Thursday night. So don't put him in your lineup for Thursday night, but hopefully we may need him for the final if we get there, of course. I'm not saying we will.
But that is why you play these games kind of leading up into the next game so that you can see if you have a team that's ready to go, right? And if not, then at least you know that you've got your other pairing if that's where you want to go. But I would have liked to have seen Marie come in, right? And Chambers worked fine, but is he going to do that next week? No, right? Chambers is going to have to go on the outside. Bellerin's going to go back to the bench.
For some reason, Rob Holding didn't make the squad for some reason.
Yeah, so I mean that's the part. So that's why I'm like, I would rather have Marie and Gabriel try it out, especially in this type of game, than Chambers, because Chambers is not going to play center back, right? He's not going to play.
Left-footed.
That's not. Yeah, we can. That's not. But you know what I mean. That is not. That shouldn't be the issue.
Shouldn't be.
Right. It shouldn't be the issue. But
I think, Gary, I think David Luiz is going to be a big miss for us on the right side of central defense.
Yeah, I mean, he needed to come back if he was healthy. Obviously, it wasn't healthy enough, right? So, but he's going to have to. I can't see anybody coming off an injury and just going straight into a semifinal, especially when you have opportunities to play beforehand. So, I think we needed to see where he's at, and we found it.
Yeah,
we got the answer.
As we said Thursday night, Stan said, we got to give these players a run out, and we did that today with David Luiz. Unfortunately, he's had a setback, and this lineup today was a mixture of players who needed to play in order to be ready for Thursday, and players who are squad players, and hopefully they're tapping Arteta on the shoulder now. Hey, I played well, so let me play Thursday night.
Who are those players?
For me, Elneny played well enough for me to start him on Thursday night, and we will get into that. We can argue about who's going to play. We'll put our team out here later in the podcast. But here, the Aubameyang goal comes after Xhaka was walking that disciplinary tightrope. So Xhaka's possibly going to get sent off. We wanted Arteta to take him off, put Cedric on. He didn't do that. This is part of Arteta's DNA, which we don't like. He's stubborn to the point of keeping players on. endangering them of getting another yellow. Gabriel is a header over the bar, and then on 66 minutes, Aubameyang scores the goal.
Beauty of a goal. Just in time for the blue light. Harry, Tony?
Just in time for the blue light, exactly. The second goal that seals it. Martinelli, the ball's played out to Martinelli. I'm enjoying the goal. A little fist bump, but then I'm like, okay, it's VAR and it's Arsenal, and usually those two things do not go in our favor. Right here.
Did you scare your wife again?
No, it was one of those silent ones. You know, the silent fist bump.
Yes. I was just like, come on, my son, come on. Oh, beautiful cross. This is the synergy. This is the
Darren probably
synergy.
scared his cat.
It's probably still on the ceiling.
Yeah, he was just like, hey, what's happening here?
A great goal from Aubameyang.
Yeah, but this is synergy you get. I like using the word synergy because it's like energy, but higher than just normal energy. That's what the synergy you get when you play Martinelli and Aubameyang together, and especially playing Martinelli. Like your boys available. Why not play him? Like, for example, another thing that pissed me off, not only playing a false nine back then, but all your strikers are on the bench. All of your strikers, maybe not Lacazette, but seriously, Aubameyang comes in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, you make a double and triple change. Don't you think when Ceballos got sent off, you've got, 5 substitutes? My God,
three in the league. Five in Europe, but 3 in the league.
That's even worse that we had 5, and it took him to the 85th minute to want to say, oh, no, what's happening? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. Pep, hello? Pep, what do I do? What? No, the false nine didn't work.
Yeah. Calm down there.
Well, think about it. It's a yellow on Ceballos, and it's a yellow on Ceballos who's getting shredded. He is chasing fourth down the whole game. He's running. He's chasing him. He's chasing shadows basically. That guy was all over the place, shutting down Pepe, coming back, putting pressure on Ceballos. You know, I mean, he came out, and I assume it's because he must have been tired, right? That's why he came off. But he was basically, hurting us a little bit there on offense, attacking and with his defense as well. So yeah. You got to feel the game as a manager and see how your players are going. And Ceballos looked destined for another yellow, just because of the way that midfield was. We were getting threatened there.
Thursday night.
Yeah. I mean, halftime sub would have been the perfect time. You have to halftime sub. Come on. Or at the least change your formation. Move Pepe up front and then go 3 behind him, right?
Yep. Tony's right on the ball here. Gunnar Glenn, I was going to respond to, but Tony's got this. Tierney and Lacazette did not train. Both will likely miss Thursday, so let's see what happens there.
Yeah, I just like to say, assembled said I'm talking sense, so I guess that's good.
Most of us Arsenal fans are talking sense right now. Alonso, the Aubameyang goal, nice one for him to get off the charts. 10th Premier League goal this season.
Yeah, the guy hasn't scored in a while, so I mean he's been hurt and sick with malaria, and he's been dealing with his mom's illness. So, good for him. I know that there's a high expectation of him because of that contract and him being captain, but us Arsenal fans can be a little bit rough sometimes. But it's good to see him score a classic Aubameyang goal, right? So, I think it was good movement on the left-hand side, but Odegaard, putting the ball into Martinelli, and Martinelli just banging it into the box with Aubameyang just hitting it, Aubameyang style, and give him credit for that because this year's been like an off year for him. I think more than off, I guess, but he had composure on that goal, and he was on to score, so good for him.
And Alonso, he scored in the previous fixture last year as well, the same fixture last year, all the way at the beginning of the season. I think it was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
We remember AZ Maitland-Niles crossing the ball for Aubameyang to lift it over him. We need him to come alive now, like he did last season in the FA Cup semi-final stage and the final. Do you think? I actually think Aubameyang can do this for us, and he'll be vital for us on Thursday night.
Yeah, it kind of shows you that he's capable of playing as a center forward as well. So though it's difficult, I think seeing him not knowing what his best position is, I think that it's important for him to score no matter what. And I think today's game helped that, especially with the movement of Martinelli. I think that it's going to be different. It's going to be interesting to see how if Martinelli and Aubameyang both score, how much is that going to be threatening to Valencia? So, and as well as Bukayo Saka and Pepe as well. So, if Arteta gets it right, then there could be a chance we could win the game. And but that's if he plays his cards right, and
yeah, this is another record we don't want to lose. Arteta's been breaking the wrong kind of records all season long, and Arsenal have actually been involved in a final for the last 7 seasons. So, as Glenn says, we want to be involved, and the club should be getting to finals all the time, and give us that chance.
But Arteta can't treat it like a Southampton game either in the FA Cup. So he has to be serious about this and know that he has to have some kind of ambition moving forward.
He can't treat it like he did Thursday.
He will be serious. In his mind, he's going to be serious, but that means we all know it's going to be Granit Xhaka left back. Let's not be. We don't like it. All 5 of us won't like that, but it is what's going to be picked, whether we like it or not. It is a gamble, Tony, to be doing that, but Aubameyang needs to be the player now that we're going to ride all the way into the final and hopefully beat Manchester United in the final.
Want to ride him that far?
You don't want him to score in the final?
He can score in a semifinal, then he can be benched and play Lacazette when he's healthy again.
She's
Right. Let's get to the final. We'll see
what works.
Yeah, and you know what? Lacazette will be back. Maybe Lacazette will be the man in the final. He has been this season so far.
Well, the issue is if Aubameyang isn't basically on the attack, then he can't play, right? So if he's like today, he was in the middle. He was trying. It just I didn't think we got as much out of him as I would have liked. He did score perfect. I mean, I think he scored pretty much close to. I thought he was going to get pulled at some point, and then as soon as we're thinking that he scored. So, but I felt like he should be able to put more pressure on them for most of that game, and he didn't. The one thing, like it's the same thing with like El Neni and Xhaka. On a bad day, Xhaka is going to get yellows and threaten you. El Neni's not, right? Same thing. Lacazette may not score, but he can still do the other things that you need from that position. But Aubameyang scores, so you have to weigh those situations. If Aubameyang is engaged like he was today, you get good things. I did see him, and I did see the front 3 basically attacking that back line, right? And that's kind of when he's more engaged, when he's doing that kind of thing. When he's not tracking back or not putting pressure on that back line, then we struggle because he'll never get the ball in the positions he wants. I mean, today for most of the game, there's always somebody moving towards the ball. There wasn't a lot of people retreating away from the ball. Like that's why I don't feel like they could put much pressure on us because we were always moving. Had one person or 2 people moving towards the ball, and you see that on a good day, and that was today. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw the comment there from Stefan about if both United and Arsenal make it to the finals. then what the owners are, will the owners be confused as to why we're still upset and want them gone?
Yeah.
They don't. I don't think they understand that. Yes, a final in Europa Cup is Europa League is good, but for some of us,
And
ignoring the Premier League is what hurts you sometimes.
it's going to be a good segue to the next section as well, but let's finish up here. Aubameyang has proved in cup finals he can score, and that's good enough for me. I think we're actually using both Aubameyang and Lacazette quite well this season. I think we can't have both together, but I think we've used one or the other perfectly to this point. Tony, that's what you think they'll most likely play Lacazette if he gets injured. Aubameyang will come on. Tierney will be replaced by Granit Xhaka.
I don't think either one of them's at play, but
Yeah, as you said, Gary, it'll be a demonstration final. That's a perfect segue to what happened today, and we can get into that next. Aubameyang doesn't score against the Big Six. Manchester City and Chelsea in the FA Cup, Tony?
he's averages like 1 goal every 400 minutes, right? Come on.
He scored 4 against City and Chelsea.
No, not only. I was going to say not only that, but didn't he score? Did he not score against Liverpool?
He still has 1 goal in every 400 minutes against.
What do you think,
Yeah.
Gary? Should we both stare at Tony and be like,
Does 1 in 400 minutes sound good?
what are you saying, Tony?
When he usually scores every 106 minutes.
What is Lacazette's numbers? Because I mean, you're saying they're better. I don't know what his numbers are, but I don't know what his numbers are. I mean, but between the two of them, they both struggle. I think against the big teams. I mean, Lacazette has more chances. At least from what I recall this season, he had more chances to score definitely against Man City and Liverpool, I think, right? So, and then that was when he was playing up top, right? He scored against them, but then he had a lot of opportunities as well.
Lacazette has profited off of Aubameyang being really bad this season. There's controversial take.
He is struggling, right? I mean, Aubameyang has been struggling. I mean, is 13 goals a good number?
Not a great number, right? 10 in the league, and I guess there's 3 in other competitions. Finishing up here, Aubameyang taken off. Pepe comes on, so he gets a run out. I think Pepe will start Thursday. Willian, there was a funny Willian and Odegaard mix-up where, I'm sorry, William, but you don't have the right to have a go at Odegaard because you haven't really contributed as much as Odegaard has.
Are you talking about when Odegaard tackled him?
Yeah.
Why would he? Are you kidding me? Why would Odegaard tackle his own player in the middle of the He basically created a counterattack for Newcastle. He took the ball away from our own player in midfield. We don't need anybody's help to turn it over, especially when our own player does it. I mean, come on.
Willian's throwing his hands up like this, Gary. Like, why did you take the ball? I'm the more senior player than you.
But he's got you can't take the ball off a player like that. Come on. Have you played football before? Your teammate takes the ball off of you, and you're like, wait a second, I thought it was my own teammate. Oh no, it's defense. Oh, it's the defense. No, it's actually my own player taking the ball from me.
Yeah, and then at the end you have the red card for Newcastle. Shar has fouled Martinelli. He's gone right through him. So Mike Dean, I think that's 2 games. 2 games this season. We have no issues with Mike Dean. He's actually treated us well. Manchester United away from home, and this game. Mike Dean could be coming back to be one of my more favored referees.
No, let's not go there. Don't go there. You're just gonna jinx it. That is just like illegal. Don't ever. No, they don't like us. They're just gonna tease us, and then when you want them to have a good game, they're gonna punish you. So no, we're not letting up. 13
Premier League goals for Lacazette versus 10 for Aubameyang. So That's not a big difference, Tony.
Yeah,
With all
who's
the
been coming
issues that
off the bench?
Bamaring's had.
Who scored 3 goals and got benched? Who came back, scored 3 more goals, scored 5 and 7 or 7 and 6 starts and got benched again.
Tony Tiger.
Like I said,
That goes
Any
back to
final
our-
words? Mahir, any final words on the game today? 3 points, and we get a bit closer. Is it just a hope? You don't want to talk about the league. We're getting closer to Tottenham,
Dude,
closer to Everton.
we love
we're not getting
Arsenal.
top 6, Ray.
No, we're not getting top six.
Whether we win or lose, we love the club though. Like we support him. It's like when you get married, through the hard times, through the good times.
Craig
It's
Pawson
both-
is the new Mike Dean. I'll go.
Yeah,
along
we
with
don't like
one,
that
Tom.
guy. We definitely don't like that guy. When you know the names of the officials, that's when you
Yes,
know that they're
should.
taken away from the game, and that's the league got to change that. I shouldn't
Correct.
have to know the officials and referees' names. That's just not. That's not good for the sport.
Tottenham still leading 1-0 after 50 minutes. Gareth Bale, 36-minute goal. It's only 1-0. There's always hope. Alonso, did you see the scenes today? It was 15 minutes in. Actually, I saw your tweet. Yes, you saw the scenes today because you were annoyed that they cut away from the Arsenal game to show what was going on in Manchester.
Yeah, and I think that whenever we have like NBC Sports Network, Sky Sports helps us out, right, with coverage of that. So, for me, it's just there's no need for like them to show that during the game. I think that breaking news is like kind of it shouldn't have been shown during the Arsenal game. Out of respect for us fans, I could care less about Manchester United and what they do.
Well, there was some joy in Arsenal's hearts, and they took it away from us by making that screen a lot smaller.
Yeah, and you can't even hear the commentation really. And so for me, it just doesn't make sense on why. I don't know. I don't get it. And the way that they protested was out of control. And like Harry had mentioned, it's like where the cops at, where the police at, and why did it take so long getting there? And you see kids in the stadium. And it's like, where are their parents at, And that one kid fell off the goalpost, which was funny. It was hilarious to me because, that's what he gets.
I was
for
hoping
being
he broke his
idiot,
neck. But
And so, it was kind of embarrassing for their supporters. And it sucked. But, it should have been done differently. But it was just chaotic. And it was weird.
Sam, I heard all that, Alonso. I did.
The
hear
football
all
gods
that.
are good, but like Alonso said, the protest wasn't about the game, and those fans affected that game. I mean, and they also put other people in harm's way. People that were working there, people the people that actually work for the stadium, the announcers and whatnot, the commentary. They're sitting there with these people running in. With beer bottles and stuff like that. I don't think you're allowed to drink there like that, right? So,
Harry, somebody sent me a video, when they were standing releasing flares, but they released a flare towards, I don't know if it was the owners or something that were sitting in a box. And I was like, holy shit. Look at
somebody also got into the locker room.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's over, when somebody breached the locker room.
I believe Roy Keane was trying.
locker room just so I can go sit.
I believe Roy Keane had some words as well for them, which he didn't take lightly to, and a guy jumped in and got the tripod and threw it onto the pitch. Gary, is that progressing? Is that progressing the cause of the fans?
Those are the fans they're the ones that are taken away from what we're trying to get, what was trying to be accomplished here, right? Yeah. And those are the ones that are going to make the news. But the people outside, just cheering Glazers out, they're not going to be looked at. It's going to be looked at. Okay, the people that breached the field, the people that came back. They got the person that threw. I mean, the fact that I know that the person that threw the tripod has actually came back, was walking down on the seat, the seat coverings,
Yeah.
lost his shoe.
I thought he had one black and one white shoe.
And no, yeah, and then he actually is trying to get his shoe back. At that point, if I'm an usher, get out of here. I don't care about your shoe. You're not even supposed to be in here. You could get arrested for you're trespassing. Leave. And then they actually went and got his shoe for him. That thing would have been lost if I was an usher. I'm not looking for that. Get out of the stadium. You're not supposed to be here. Twice they got breached twice. I mean, that's not good. That's not good at all. You can see why United's going to get fined for this, because they knew protests were going to happen, right? How in the world? Once they breached the stadium, weren't there policemen outside that were there protecting the protesters from themselves? And it didn't happen until the second breach that you finally saw police officers there.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe for the Arsenal one, there were a policeman or at least officials kind of controlling the situation when things got a little bit out of hand for some of the fans.
It won't happen again. And whenever there's protests now, it harms the cause not just of Manchester United supporters, but all of the big six, let's say, who are not happy with the ESL, Tony. And was this an inside job? Did somebody let these supporters, so-called supporters, in on the field?
From what I heard is how hard it is to get into Old Trafford. Somebody definitely let them in there. To me, I don't know where the stewards were, where the police were.
See you guys.
Alonso, you want to say something before you go, or just?
Yeah, I gotta get ready for work.
All right, thanks, Alonso. Take care.
See you guys. Take it easy.
Yeah. So Tony, did someone let them onto the pitch here? Gunnar Glenn said, anyone think they got onto the pitch far too easily? Not only once, Gunnar Glenn, but twice.
Yeah, I was listening to a little buddy from Manchester, and he said it's hard to get in there, that somebody definitely probably let him in there. I don't know how with the police and the stewards there, how they got in there. Just
Am I here?
any sense.
You there, am I here? Gary, definitely somebody sympathetic to the supporters may have, allegedly, we could say maybe, let them in.
Somebody should lose their job, and some people should be arrested. I mean, jumping on. I mean, I think throwing once that person threw the tripod, I think that's basically damage. That's property damage, along with the trespassing everybody else was doing. Then the fact that it actually came back in means they didn't take the first warning too light. They took it lightly. I mean, you came right back. You could tell who the guy was. That's what's so crazy. I mean, it took away from the game for us, right?
Yeah,
we're watching it, and I think that's when Maximus almost scored, is during that time when the first breach happened, because you see all these fans on the stage and they split the screen, and you're just like drawn by this idiocy going on the field, right? So, yeah.
If only it was as easy to get onto the Emirates pitch, as Gunnar Glenn says here, it wouldn't be that easy to go. It's like a maze.
Well, yeah, I mean, it should not be easy for them to come in twice and then actually get into the locker room. That's serious. I mean, that's the league's fine. I believe they said the league's going to fine them, and they're justified in that, because you can't protect the locker room. That means you can't protect the visitors coming in, and that's not good. It's not good at all.
Tony, as Stefan said, Glaciers and Kroenkes should be arrested. I mean, we all football fans don't have a lot of sentiment for these owners. Throw in Abramovich, throw in the ownership of Manchester City as well, because this is just not like the American owners. It's Abramovich as well. These are the players who wanted to steer their clubs into a greed. Full of greed league, a super league that would have been glorified exhibition matches, Tony. But we can't let this could probably have happened anywhere if the security was that light, and we want to make sure that Arsenal are not going to get tarred with the same kind of brush. So the protests have to go on against Cronkies, but they have to be done in the right way. And this is a cautionary note. We can't do something similar at the Emirates.
Yeah, I'm afraid with our much more vocal fan base that something dumber that happened Thursday during the second leg. To me, I don't see why everybody's so pissed because greed's always been part of football. You'd be mad if you weren't joining your other 5 neighbors on leaving. Because you're going to get left out, you're going to get left behind. And these teams are always in the top 8 anyway. If you go to Spain, those 2 clubs are always in the top 2. If you go to Germany, Bayern's always finishing first. So if you go to Italy, it's always pretty much the same teams. So to me, the whole breakaway thing is blown out of proportion. Greed's part of football. We're having a World Cup next year in the winter. All the leagues are at their schedule. It's being built by slave labor. Lots of people have died, but for some reason that isn't getting attention. I just think everybody's bored, paying way too much attention to this. It wasn't a league. It was a tournament. And to me, it was always meant just to say, hey, to a Champions League, look at us.
Yeah.
You want more money? We can go form our own league. If you don't, we will.
The point really here, Gary, is that, any protests can't splinter, and it can't be allowed to be organized in the wrong way. And I think there was some organization. You could see a whole flow of supporters going in, but you see the ones who were not willing to go in as well, Gary.
Yeah, because it wasn't about the game. They weren't going in to affect the game and then trespass and then actually steal things on the way out. I mean, like I said, it just takes away from the message. Takes away from the message, right? So looks like the Spurs finally got their second goal. Yeah, defender missed the ball, missed a long pass, and basically through they went. And Bale got his second goal. So he's back, right? He's back from playing golf.
He got a birdie today. 1 under par. Just a bit ironic there were coppers there, as Stefan said. So, yeah, I think...
the coppers should have been there, right? I mean, they're for the outside. At least for the outside. I mean, that's part of the problem, right? Is the protest wasn't as controlled in the sense that it seems like there were people all the way around the stadium as opposed to in the one spot, right? Because like you said, not everybody went in, and
Bale got a second goal.
Yeah, so they came in from different areas. So yeah, it's somebody's probably lost their job or should lose their job, and some people should get some fines.
There are going to be serious repercussions as we know. If you post things on social media, and this is kind of apt for this weekend as well, the police are going to look into that, and people who are silly enough to post to social media within the grounds, they're going to be the first people caught.
You don't even have to. There's enough video out there anyways. I mean, there's enough video. I mean, yeah, they might be able to get the names sooner, but there's enough videos of people doing silly stuff out there. I mean, what's the little kid doing climbing on the goal? I mean, and then you see him fall off, and you're like,
I was only when I hope he broke his neck, but
little kids, man. I mean,
message really is that if we want lasting change, we got to do it the right way, and we can't get involved in these kind of protests that give the wrong message, as Gary said. The pictures are going to be about these people who invaded and went onto the pitch and all of that.
Yeah,
still got COVID and all those people grouping together. Is it smarty?
Yeah, a lot of those people in the stadium did not have their masks on.
Mhm.
and they didn't really. I mean, it's not over. It's still in the pandemic.
Yep. Any final words on that, guys? We'll move on to the next
No.
segment. Thursday night, Gary. Thursday night.
It should
It's
be
all
easy,
about-
right?
It's all about Thursday night.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be easy, right? It should be easy how to set up for that game. We have a structure. Burn it down. Is he talking about United, Old Trafford? Is that what he's talking about?
No, I'm talking about Thursday night at the Emirates.
Is that? Oh, he means burn. He means burn that down.
Are very much now.
Yeah, maybe that's what Stan means. Yeah.
No, we have to come out there. We have to come out there and punish them, right? Yeah, or we have to come out there and enforce our will. My garden shed. I got it. All right. You go crazy. I thought you lived in towers. You have a garden shed in your tower. Good for you.
Hey, don't put too much information out there.
Yeah,
You know,
he's like in the penthouse at the top of it, looking down at us little people.
we know where you live, Stan. We know where you live.
Is that what he that's what he calls it, his garden shed, the penthouse.
It's
You seen
allotments.
that in Die Hard when the building blew up.
It's allotments where he grows his carrots.
Yeah,
Right.
man. Yeah.
Big up to Stan.
Yeah.
Nice
No, Yeah, we have to come out on the attack, and we have the players to do that. We have to come out and attack, and we need to get this thing sorted out earlier than later. And we should be able to do that. And teams shouldn't be able to score on us, twice in 30 minutes in a semifinal.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Okay, so let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna share the screen again. We're gonna
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
yeah. Haven't done this for you. Our screen.
Come on, Ray, get it together.
I'm getting it.
I thought you should have done this, so I figured out how to do this already.
No, he's just clearing the browser. The browser.
Oh, no, he's got it. I don't think you meant to do that, did you?
Is it working?
I see something out there. You want to show us
Create your own
some
formation.
formations? I don't think those are any of our players. Am I looking at this wrong?
No, I saw Messi. I saw Xavi.
Okay.
All right.
We know what the players are going to be, and we know what we want to see. All right.
Well, let's pick our team then.
Right.
If I can pick the right formation here.
That's the right formation if you'd move the two center midfielders a little bit more forward.
Okay, so who do we want in goal?
Who do we want, and who are we going to get?
No, we're gonna pick our team. What's our
Alright,
best
so
team?
I would like to see Leno in goal. I don't know about you guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Leno.
Okay.
Have you done this before?
Yeah, I've done it before. It's been a while.
He's just used to jumping out of airplanes. He's good at that.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. So you're not taking the chance on Ryan here. You're gonna stick with Berlano.
No. Oh, did I say that? I meant to say Ryan. Aye. You said who would I want to see? Ryan. I don't know what you guys. What about you
All right,
guys?
Tony, who do you want to see?
I want to see Leno back in there again, even though
Okay, Gunnar Atlanta said Leno as well. So there he is. He's in. All right, center back. Let's go right center back first.
It's going to be Holding because Louise is out.
Holding or Chambers?
Chambers for me.
Chambers.
I guess what are you
Okay.
thinking? What reason why you're thinking that is what you're thinking? Cedric will be the right back.
Yep.
He hasn't played in a couple of games.
He's still good.
Yeah, what's your left back going to be then? That's interesting.
Saka.
All right, so right there, right, that's going to be Marie, right?
Gabriel.
Or are you gonna put Gabriel if Chambers is playing center back?
Gabriel.
for me.
Not Gabriel Batistuta. Magalash.
Gabriel Magalesh.
Mhm. The Spuds are up 3, and Bale's got a hat trick.
Are you picking on the other center back, my dear? Gabriel or
Gabriel.
Howard?
Gabriel.
Can you not find it in the list?
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
And what is it? MAR, right?
MAH.
Let's put Gabriel.
MAH.
His little fit face. I think on that I still have him listed in France is why you can't pull him up.
I've used this before. He's got to be on there. MAG.
I thought he's listed in Spain still.
No, he's got to be. Well, this has got to be an old site. I mean, he's been here for almost a year now.
Yeah.
I think when I try that, he was
I've
still.
had him
Okay, you can't
before.
scroll down and see it. You can't scroll down the list and see. Gabriel Paulista.
He's in there. Keep scrolling down.
This is slick.
Ray, you haven't done this before. This is where you're supposed to do your homework and make sure it works.
He's listed in France. Keep scrolling down, Ray.
This is slick. Here we go. Martinelli.
There you
Keep
go.
on going. He's like one of the last ones. Keep on going. I know he's listed in there.
Did you hit the bottom already? You didn't even go all the way down to the bottom.
I did. Come on.
Ooh-wee.
Oh boy.
No, it's just these people. Whatever thing this is.
I
I
thought he's
haven't
down
even-
at the bottom. That one.
I've never shared a screen with my audience or our audience per se. Ever. Like at live and like finding out where a player is. Normally just brings them up one time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
It doesn't look like he's there. That's crazy.
Ah, there he is.
Hey Daisy. Yeah.
Got him.
This spells
There we go.
Told you he was there.
Thanks to all the viewers who are persevering and sticking with me here.
Yeah, we love you guys. We love you guys
Yeah.
even when you're not persevering. But
Thomas
even though
Partey. That's a no-brainer, right? Thomas Partey.
Yep.
Okay, right back. Who now with Chambers is out? You want Bellerin or you want Cedric?
Cedric the Entertainer.
Cedric the Entertainer.
There he is. Look at that.
Cedricito.
Are we putting
Saka
Saka in
on the
left
left.
back?
Yep.
Saka?
Saka. Not Zaka. Saka.
Saka.
All right, we'll put Saka in there, Bukayo Saka, because we all know it's going to be Granit Xhaka, but this is what we want to do, right?
This is our lineup, not Lego Man's.
Okay. So that's your back five: Bern Leno, Saka, Gabriel, Chambers, Cedric. You probably will put Holding in. Two central midfielders. You want to go with Odegaard and Emile Smith-Rowe?
Yep.
Emile
Like it.
Smith-Rowe. There he is on the left. Odegaard will be on the right. Now, left, I thought Martinelli played well.
Yep.
Martinelli should get in.
Here,
There he is, Gabriel Martinelli. On the right, Pepe.
Yep.
Come on, put William in there.
No, see that. That's when you did. You know what? You might stop. That's like cursing at me. It's not allowed.
And, of course, Aubameyang scored today.
if I'm a bit flat, yang.
That would be
Younger
our dream.
generation
That would be a
represented
team
by
that's
my
destined to try to win a semifinal at home.
Yo, if I see that, yo,
Good at land. This is createformation.com. You can play around with it. Now, looks pretty good going forward, doesn't it? Aubameyang, Martinelli, feeding him, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Pepe.
We got 5 attackers.
5 attackers there. They should get goals there, right?
it
Thomas
looks like
Partey.
7 attackers to me, guys. Because I'm seeing Cedric and Saka also bombing and just giving and feeding the hungry.
We have to be careful though about not overcommitting. Okay. So,
Yeah.
listen, I thought it'd be fun just to put that up for everyone to see. Obviously, let's discuss it then. No, El Neni in there for you. No.
It's called putting your best. It's called putting your best players on the pitch.
And
The
in
The
only
only
thing
thing could be the only thing could be Rob Holding where Chambers is right now. So
then Chambers would be right back.
No.
Please, Arteta, go with our suggestions if you hear them. Even if I need to phone you, I know but it's only 10 o'clock. So, yeah, I can give him a call, guys.
Only thing I
So-
picked today was the center backs. Everything else was wrong.
good at Len said you will stick with Granit Xhaka left back if Tierney doesn't make it.
Boo.
You can go with this exact
You
thing.
can't do it
Tierney.
again.
Tony, Tierney has been a huge miss for us. This is part of what we need to do in the summertime. Get a left back cover here.
Yeah,
1979 version of the internet.
We have a center back we're looking at from Dortmund. It's also good at left back. It seems like Mari or Gabriel would be able to play there better than Zaka too, since they're left footed. I don't know why one of them can't play there.
And this is Gary. This is part of the bad press here. Some police officer was injured. We saw him being taken away by a colleague.
It's just that's the bad part about this. I mean, all these negative things are coming out, right? The videos we've seen, the police officers getting hurt, and it was supposed to be about getting the owners out.
Mhm.
Now, it's going to be getting somebody out of jail. Right.
Yep.
On top of that, the Spuds are now up 4.
The Spuds' tails are up. Gary, what's going to happen with the rescheduled fixture here? Because this Liverpool United game did not go ahead.
I mean, there's going to be a midweek games available, right, as far as slots. So
It's going to make it more difficult for United now because they're going to be squeezing more games into May.
Hopefully they squeeze it
well,
in before we
it's
play
good
the
and
final.
what's good and bad for them, right? I mean, maybe they wanted the rest going into the Thursday game.
Yep.
I mean, I think they have some points between them and the third place team, right? I don't know if it's a lot, but they do have some. I mean, what do they have here? Let's see. They do have some space there, so.
Holding has at least 2 FA Cup medals, if not 3. I know he actually did he play? He played last year in the FA Cup final. I know he had that game against Diego Costa as well in the cup final. So he's got probably 3 medals right now. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Maher, what's Unai Emery going to do? Is he going to come and play defensively on Thursday night?
Well, Mr. Good Evening, we'll be hoping it's a very good evening, actually. So, because all we need is one goal. But if they do come and attack and get 2 goals early on, it could be shut up shop and we could just have our season cut off just like that. The
A
rest
win.
of it.
A win and
So
we're in, Gary.
Actually, from the get-go, like Gary said, I'm sure Tony was thinking the same thing. We need 2 goals quick. First,
3 goals.
We need a 3-goal lead, but we need to score early.
But I mean, from the get-go, from the jump, we need at least 2 quick ones before first half.
That's why we need 5 attackers like we picked out.
That's why we
Gary,
need exactly that from me. Exactly, Tony.
Gary, did we see a reaction today from Thursday night?
I don't think so. I think this is how we're supposed to play. I mean, this is a team that this isn't a reaction. This is how we play, though. This is how we play. Could we have been better? Yes, we could have. You know, did they make some stops off the line? Yes, they did. I mean, this is how we're supposed to play when we put some of our backups in, right? Willian playing, Ceballos playing. You know, initially those aren't our rules. Those aren't our stars we want to go with, right? So they're playing. So yeah. So reaction. No, this is how we're supposed to play. You know, it's not being spoiled or anything like that. But that's the style that we've been playing, that we've been successful with. And we've seen it work, and we saw it work again today against an inferior team.
Was Thursday night an off night for us then, Gary?
No, it was it was an off night for the team. It was a bad night for Arteta.
Bad night for Arteta. He just picked the wrong players, wrong lineup, wrong tactics.
But you know what? He put the players in a bad situation, and then they failed.
Yep.
Right? And we don't have players that can just do that. And you know what? Part of it is I don't think he has the players that will just go out there and do it. But also, I don't think the players have that confidence that if they see something not working,
Meep.
All right, see ya, Maher. But I don't think they have the intelligence, the football IQ to just be able to figure out how to make it work, right? You know, and also the thing is you got to take what the team gives you, you know, and we weren't doing that either. I think we were kind of settling in the game, and that's just the way the team has been. And I just feel like that when Aubameyang scored, that was when we started attacking them from the middle of the field. I mean, if I recall,
when Pepe scored.
Yeah, well, yeah. No. In the game we just played today, Aubameyang coming through the middle, trying to split the middle, right? And I think he loses the ball. He falls down like he's been doing a lot. We're able to get the ball out to Martinelli with lots of space. Aubameyang gets back up and is able to put a run on the goal, if I recall. But right before that was us attacking them, taking the ball up the middle. In some respects, actually trying to force it in there. Like I said, we need to do sometimes. When we did that, their defense broke down. Next thing you know, you've got a cross coming in with nobody, a lot of space between the ball and where it actually gets in front of the goal. Aubameyang cleans it up and puts it away. Yeah, we did not step up for that game. We just played our game. We should be able to do that against the little teams below us on the table.
Tony, are you worried about our home form going into Thursday night?
It's been pretty bad this season. Then would I have the protesters there? No telling if they'll be as stupid as the Manchester United fans. I'm just kind of worried about that. Hopefully there's enough police and stewards there so things don't get out of control.
Yeah, anytime beer today looked like a lot of the supporters had some beer in them, some alcohol, and you make some dumb decisions when you do that. Yep. Now the cause is not going to look good because of a few.
Yep.
Should be roundly condemned, that kind of thing. And hopefully, I'm sure the Arsenal fans will not get into that situation. It's harder to get into the Emirates anyway on a match day. So, listen, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank Mahir and Alonso before you guys and Gary and Tony. Yeah, Yes, you're right, Gary. I know what you're going to say.
What am I going to say?
Man in the match.
Yeah, let's.
Right?
Then you're gonna have Tony whining about it for the rest of the week.
Yes.
All
right.
2 games in a row, he hasn't had a chance to talk about it.
You want me to go first or you first?
You go first.
Stick around, Stefan. We're going to do man in the match. And
Saka was last Thursday.
let us know in the
Thursday.
chat section. Love to everyone here. Also, the panel. We all are Arsenal fan circle family. Okay, so I've got a couple of Martinelli played well. I think he justified his inclusion. He's starting to knock on the door for Arteta. I think he should get a start on Thursday night. Elneny, I think he should be a squad player for next season. I don't like the hate that he gets from a lot of sections of the fans.
Never understood it.
We all want superstars in our team, but you need players in your squad who are willing to play 20 games a season. They're not going to play every minute of every game. And Elneny is that type of player who will give you, as Tony and Gary said, will give you 7 out of 10s every game. You're not going to have dips. And we don't need dips in our team. So those are 2 candidates. But for me, my nomination is Matt Ryan. I think he just added a calmness to the team. Playing out from the back, I think we can get back to doing that. We can get back to playing out from the back. He's a goalkeeper that will come and claim crosses. He seems very tidy, and he's not going to get the starting job over Leno this season, but I think he can add some real competition for next season if we keep him. I'm going to nominate Matt Ryan because he just exuded a confidence throughout the team, and I think our performance was built on that from the back. I think David Luiz was very good as well, but we're not going to have him Thursday. Gary?
Yeah, I guess I'll go with just the 3 finalists. Like you said, Matt Ryan, Aubameyang, and I guess for me, it was. I mean, it would have been David Luiz if he was able to complete a game, but now he's out.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get to finish the game, so that kind of hurts a little bit there. And I feel like Martinelli and Erdegaard also get on that list of finalists for man of the match. They all contributed and improved from the last game Martin did. Gabriel does what he usually does. David Luiz was helping that tandem there, which we're probably not going to see now because of the injury. But like you, I think Matt Ryan did a really good job today. Shutout, clean sheet, first time in what? This is our 10th game or something
United
like that. So,
in the league.
Like 10 games of giving up a goal, and not
Since
today.
the end of January.
And I think he pushed up that shot over right today. The one that came in,
Sam Maximin.
Yeah. I think he pushed that one over. So, that's really good. So yeah, I'm going to give it to Matt Ryan. I think the offensive players, they just didn't give me as much. They weren't as consistent throughout the game, and that's why they kind of dipped a little bit. I didn't see enough from Aubameyang. Martinelli, I don't know if they're just feeling their way through it playing, but I would have liked to have seen more from him.
And even when Pepe came on, Gary, I wanted him to go and get that 3rd goal for us, because good players are hungry. They go out, they want to score. You're going on to the game into a game at 2-0. You're Pepe. For me, you should be wanting to score as well to put that finishing touch to the result. Okay, so we got who'd you pick? You picked Matt Ryan, Gary.
Yeah.
So two votes for Matt Ryan. Tony, now you got to pick someone else, right?
I thought Matt Ryan had a good game. I think he has a lot of things that Leno needs to learn the communication. Like I said earlier, he was sitting there talking Spanish to Gabriel to help him out instead of speaking English. I think he
Sounds
points
like he's giving it to Matt Ryan.
I thought 3 of the 4 Brazilians had a good game. But I think to me, the energy, the pace, and the assist that Martinelli got, you give it to Martinelli.
Fair enough. I mean, that's a good shout, Martinelli. We want him as Arsenal fans to step forward, and he's starting to do that, albeit in the last, we got 4 games in the league left, Gary, and hopefully a final and a semi-final to finish off here. So
Yeah.
we got half a dozen games hopefully to play. I'm not afraid of Manchester United if we come up against them, Gary, in the final. I'm not afraid of them. They did win 6-2, but they're not going to win 6-2 every game, and I think
They're not going to lose 4-0 either and get eliminated.
I can't remember the last time we lost to Manchester United either.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't care who we play. When we have to make it there first, and we got a big chore ahead of us as far as getting that accomplished. So yeah, let's like you said, one game at a time. The next one is a big one for us, biggest one of the season. Yet again, we have another big one. Arteta needs to come in, have his team pretty prepared and ready to go.
I still want to see Ray's math there. There's something fishy there.
So I picked Brighton, and they did win. Danny Welbeck scoring a goal. Of course, I'm highlighting it because I got 8 points. Added that to the tally. I'm 15.5 points behind Gary. But we got 4 or 5 games left to go here, and we'll see what happens if I can close the gap. We're also going to do a cup competition, semi-final and final stage. So somebody could win the double, somebody could win the cup by itself, and somebody could just walk away with the league, like Gary at this point in time. He's doing that. He's 15 points ahead. Okay, so listen, we'll get out of here. A big game on Thursday night, and I think Arsenal can do it. We need Aubameyang to step forward. Tony, final thoughts?
Everybody calm down and use your head. Protest in a proper manner. Don't go out there tearing up the pitch, tearing up the cameras, trying to attack the announcing crew, the commentators. And if you want to climb on the girl, go ahead and break your neck, break your arm.
This is something that could have happened at Arsenal. Unfortunately,
I'm afraid it's going to happen even worse.
There's a section of every fan base that's willing and able and willing to be this way. And hopefully the message can't go away. We need the ownership to go away. The message has to be the right message, and it has to be done in the right way. Right, Gary?
Yeah, we don't. The message. This is not about the players on the pitch, so we don't want to affect them because we definitely want them to win, no matter who they are. This is about getting the team back to where it needs to be, and if that, like I said, if that involves the owner having to go, the manager having to go, then so be it. That's just the way it needs to. I think it needs to be, and it should be. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody in the chats, everybody who watches the replay. Thank you for coming.
Real quick, Gary, give me your 5 as well for later.
Oh yeah, my 5 for this game was Ryan, Ceballos, Erdiger, Martinelli, and Aubameyang. So that's kind of. I was thinking of Ryan because I wanted to see him just show what he's shown, and he showed exactly what we wanted to see. I wanted to see some improvement from Erdiger and Aubameyang from the last game. And then Martinelli, I just think every time he's out there, he needs more game time. And Ceballos, I didn't think he should have played, but I wanted to see how he did coming back from that.
He was quite busy, but he's not. We're not going to have him next season. There's no real point. This could probably have been one of the last games we're going to have for him.
Yep.
All right. As we said, we're living on a prayer, Gary. That old Bon Jovi song.
Get us 3. Just get us 3. That's all we want. 1, 2,
we're halfway there. Living on a prayer. Let's score 3 goals and finish it off. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm not going to sing. Maybe if we get to the final.
Hey, you still owe me a song?
Well, you can't say that you already have one in your bank account. You've got a deficit in there. You need to correct that.
You got to get a leg up on your competition.
Yeah. Listen, if you're watching this for the first time, this has been Arsenal Fan Circle. Check out the ticker in the bottom. Tony needs a second leg, and Arsenal need to win a second leg. There's a distinct difference there. Tony had to go through an amputation over the holiday period of Christmas. Please, if you're new around here or if you're a regular, share the information. Get his GoFundMe page out there to the masses and help a gooner out. Donate whatever you can afford to help Tony get up on his feet again.
Yeah.
Going to say goodbye once again on Sunday. A huge fallout is online. A huge fallout is online. Okay, I don't know what that means, but listen, we'll see you again, Stefan. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope everybody has a great rest of the day. And 4 days to go to the big one. Our season continues into May.
Just to say, this is a funny, Capu, who got stretched off, played 90 minutes today.
Saw that from Anthony, yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? Interesting.
Well,
interesting.
It could be that they were feigning injury, right? Got sent off, right? No? Okay.
He played 90 minutes. He got
Okay.
stretched off.
Point taken.
I don't know what more to say on that one.
We'll see you guys Thursday. Come on, you Gunners. Up the Arsenal. Thanks, Gary. Thanks, Tony. We're out of here. Let's get
See
that
ya.
win.